Going back to Camp Logan for the first time in all of those years, and to walk into that place and realize that nothing had changed. Nothing. It was like going back in time. There's a solitude at Camp Logan, even with all the people there, the trails and the waterfront. There's a solitude there. It's hard to define, but it's a wonderful, comforting place.
I was a Girl Scout, but I stayed and remained a Girl Scout the rest of my life. But the main reason I was a Girl Scout was to go to camp.
To a camper. You may think, my dear, when you've grown quite old, you have left camp days behind. But I know the scent of wood smoke will always call to mind little fires at twilight and trails you used to find. You may think someday you are quite grown up and feel so worldly wise. And suddenly, from out the past, a vision will arise of merry folk with brown, bare knees and laughter in their eyes. You may live in a house built to your taste in the nicest part of town. But someday, for the old camp togs, you'd change your latest gown and trade it all for a balsam bed where the stars all night look down. You may find yourself grown wealthy, have all that gold can buy, but you'd toss aside a fortune for a day neath an open sky with sunlight on blue water and white clouds sailing high. For once you have been a camper, then something has come to stay deep in your heart forever, which nothing can take away. And heaven can only be heaven with a camp in which to play.
White coral bells upon a slender stalk, white coral bells upon a slender stalk, lilies of the valley decked my garden walk, that will happen only wish that you could hear them sing, that will happen only when the fairies sing. White coral bells upon a slender stalk, lilies of the valley decked my garden ring, that will happen only wish that you could hear them sing, that will happen only when the fairies sing.
Well, I got great butterflies every time we did a flag ceremony because, of course, the bugler was part of the flag ceremony. But I bought a bugle, learned to play the bugle at least well enough to get the job to be bugler, which was really a hardship on me and the rest of the camp, the rest of the summer, because some of the sounds that came out of that, particularly the night that someone put peanut butter in the mouthpiece.
And there was so much to do and so much freedom, and you could really do anything you wanted to do. That wasn't a time when girls did a lot of sports or were on all the teams and had all the activities they had now, and you could really go to camp and just do anything.
We took not only overnight canoe trips, but we took 2- and 3-day canoe trips, many miles away. We'd be dropped off and picked up at the end of a certain time. That to me was really wonderful camping.
When you spilled a canoe and turned it up, which Joan and Clipper did that one time, then they had to go through this line of people with paddles that smacked them on the backside or something like that. And then they got a paddle with their names and stuff on it. It was kind of cute.
I really like the waterfront. I could live at the waterfront.
We had red caps, blue caps, white caps. They all wore, and they all had a buddy system. It was the safest. As they were long ahead of their time. You must have a buddy to go swimming. Little keys you put on the waterfront board. You took it off, put it down below, meaning you were in the water when you came out. You took it back up, and if you missed it, of course, that was a great signal, because we looked when everybody had cleared, and if there's a key still down there, the most frightening thing in the world. We never had an accident.
The food was great. Oh, gosh, we ate. Of course, we walked most of it off, which was good because I don't think anybody gained weight at camp.
The wonderful meals that Johanna talked about, and we not all of us lost weight at camp. I used to always gain weight because Florence and Esther were the 2 cooks that I remember. They were wonderful. They made the best food. And then, of course, after the meals, we'd have a song time. And Glenn would get up and lead songs. There was just such a wonderful tradition of music that went with everything else.
Of course we stole the bell. It wouldn't be camp if we didn't steal the bell.
I can remember many a time being late for breakfast, you know, to the dining hall. We'd all come straggling up because no bell. Then we'd get up there, and the reason was, of course, is somebody had stolen the bell.
I don't remember this particularly, but my mother says that one of the, well, you might say poignant, but it was really just sort of hilarious looking back on it, moments from Girl Scout camp, was that I think it must have been my 2nd year, and my mother was having everything covered just in case I went off to camp and I was going to start my period and she wasn't going to be there. So in those days, you know, you had a box of Kotex that was this big and this big, you know. They were just huge. And so I had a whole suitcase that was like packed with these things, you know, just in case. And I came home and they were all gone. And my mother very gingerly tried to ask me if I had hemorrhaged to death or something in the previous 2 weeks because they weren't there. And I said, oh no, Mom, they make the best torches. You dip them, you put them on sticks, and we had torches. Survival skills, you never know when you're gonna need them. And I don't think you can do them with mini pads, so.
All the girls were special to Cam. You know, I'm sure that we all thought we were just his favorite camper.
I just remembered 2 people who looked like they had been on the face of this earth forever. They were wonderful, deep dark brown, but just the sweetest, most wonderful people.
We had fun campfires and stuff like that at night where we cooked over campfires. Those were fun. Those were fun.
The whole symbolic world of campfires and that complete essence of moving with nature at the end of a day that's been frantic. And then everybody sits down calmly, sings.
We went to bed probably at 9:30 or 10, but it seemed later than that to us because we were tired after doing everything all day.
Responsibility, a sense of caring about each other. These are things these are invaluable life lessons that you're learning in a setting that's so beautiful that you don't even know you're learning anything, which is the best way to learn, right?
It's pretty hard to go back and know what it was you didn't learn as a Girl Scout. or at Girl Scout camp. She would never even begin to imagine what she's done for Limberlost Girl Scout Council, for every girl, even the ones that got homesick and who stayed in most cases, and worked it through. She would have no idea how far her simple beginning of leaving money for land to Camp Ella J. Logan.